welcome back to my channel Luna Noir Tarot and this mini-series Teaching Tarot. So apologies, I know this video is a little bit late in posting, but there were some delays this week, so unfortunately I couldn't post on time. However, I hope you'll still find this video useful. So we're going to do it a little bit different going forward. Usually I do one card per week, but I figured that for those of you who are trying to learn tarot, it's probably going to take you quite a while to get through all of these videos. So in the spirit of teaching you how to read tarot and to get you kind of up and running, I thought it would be better if we went through 3 cards per week. That would give you time to learn tarot, but also, to be able to apply these cards. So going forward, we will be covering 3 cards per video, just so that you can get more benefit from learning these cards and kind of implementing them into your own practice. So this week we will be covering the Strength card, the Hermit, and the Wheel of Fortune, as you can see here. I will be continuing to run these videos in a similar manner, so I will go through the general meanings of these cards. I will talk a little bit about the illustrations of the cards, and I might even add in, as I usually do, kind of how I see them in my own readings. However, I will go, because we're covering 3 cards, I will go as quickly as I can. I don't want these videos to be too long because I want you to be able to digest them and not be sitting here watching like 30 minutes worth of video. I know it's difficult to concentrate, and yeah, you just need to know the basics so you can go ahead and start reading for yourself. So with that in mind, let's get straight into the Strength card. So here we have the Strength card on the left. So the Strength card, okay, we can see here that there's a lot of yellow, and there's a lady who is kind of holding a lion by like its face. She's holding it down. So, this really shows like an illustration of how she's very poised, she's very calm, but she's very dominant over this lion. And, we all know lions to be the king of the jungle. They are full of pride, but they're also very aggressive animals if they are provoked. So, this Strength card is really showing that she has this graceful dominance over this beast, as some might know the lion to be, and she's tamed him. But she hasn't used any kind of aggression. She doesn't look like angry or aggressive in any way. She's actually quite calm, quite poised, doesn't really seem fazed by this lion at all, and she has him pretty well tamed. So that's kind of in the spirit of strength. She also has an infinity symbol above her head, and this is just about always having this infinite amount of strength, always having this inner strength that we all have, and it's infinite, because no one can really take that away from you. Only you can choose not to see it. So that's what that's a reminder of. She has this landscape behind her. It is like nature. She is herself wearing a flower crown and has a lot of flowers on her. She's wearing white. This is a very like fae outfit, or kind of like forest nymphs. So she is a woman of nature and a woman of nurture, because she is taming this lion. Okay, so that's kind of, when I see the Strength card, that's kind of what stands out to me. This card is its element is fire, and the lion is red in this card. And I feel like whenever I see this card, it does remind me of Leo, because the lion is, of course, the symbolism for Leo. And Leo is also a fire sign. So when I think of that, that's how I remember that this is a fire. The element of this card is fire because I see the lion. It reminds me of a Leo. And yeah, the lion itself is red. Again, another color of fire. It also, sometimes when these cards come out around a similar time to the energies or the astrological and astronomical movements, they can also be related to that. So for instance, currently as I'm filming this, we're in Cancer energy, okay, because we're at the end of June. But after Cancer comes Leo, so we're moving into Leo energy. So sometimes if you're pulling these cards and you're doing like a future prediction where it's to do with like the next 3 months, like I did a reading the other day and it was like, what's going to happen in the next 3 months? Now, if the Strength card comes out, it could also be saying that the results, depending on what the cards surrounding it say, that these results might come into fruition during the Leo period. So, around the end of July, beginning of August. So, just bear in mind that you can tie it to astrology if you feel like it's related and you happen to be close to or even within that time period where it runs across that phase or energy like dimension at the time, right? So as I said, we're currently in Cancer energy. So you can tie it to that if you feel like there is a tie, okay? Don't just force it. You don't have to say it if you don't feel it. Again, as I've mentioned in other videos, I am an intuitive tarot reader, so, I do follow a lot of my feelings, and I will only say things in my readings that I genuinely hear or I feel. So, yeah, just kind of take it based on what you're feeling or what you're thinking, but do bear in mind you can make those correlations or ties. So the general meanings of the Strength card are confidence, inner strength, self-belief, power, triumph, and courage. If you are a tarot reader who reads in the reverse as well, I occasionally read in the reverse. Again, I intuitively decide. But for you, you might decide that you will always read in the reverse if the cards come out in the reverse, which is fine as well. If you do choose to read in the reverse, the Strength card means self-doubt, lacking courage, lack of confidence, or lack of self-control and vanity. It does have other meanings too, but those are the general ones. As I mentioned, its element is fire, and its ruling planet is the sun. So again, very in line with the Leo star sign if you are into horoscopes and astrology as well. Okay, so that is the Strength card. Let's take a look at the next card, which is the Hermit. So the Hermit is an interesting card. You can see here, there's not a lot to the card itself, right? It has a very neutral background. It's kind of like a grey blue. It looks like he's standing on snow, possibly. He has a lantern, a staff, and he seems quite old, so he's kind of like the old wise man. So the Hermit is all about introspection. It's quite a spiritual card. Although the illustration itself can't tell you a lot because it is just simply a man standing with a lantern and a staff, it does still tell you a lot. It tells you that he's going on a journey of some kind, okay? He has a staff which helps him to walk. He has a lantern that lights his way. So he's definitely going on some sort of journey. And he's got his eyes closed, okay? So this is kind of, when I see this, it reminds me of like meditation. So again, that's kind of giving you the idea that his journey is like more of an internal one based on the way he's standing, his eyes being closed, his head down. It's like he's focusing on something within. And you can also tell because so if you see the Fool card, for instance, you know that that's also about going on a journey, but you can see like a landscape behind the Fool, so you know he's actually taking a physical journey. When you see the Hermit, there's literally no landscape behind him. So it doesn't give you the sense that he's going on a journey, like a physical journey of sorts. So the fact that he has nothing behind him, it's just a solid color, makes me believe that, okay, his journey is more of a spiritual one, more of an internal journey, because he's not actually moving anywhere. He's just standing still. He has this lantern, which can also be about lighting your way, but kind of finding the light within. And he has his eyes closed and he has his head down. And usually that kind of like position, posture, stance is usually people are thinking, they could be dreaming, they could be stand sleeping, but all of this is about going within. It's about connecting to your subconscious. You know, you have to kind of have your eyes open to be able to take a physical journey. It's not very safe to walk with your eyes closed. So generally, like when you just see him with his eyes closed and his head down, it does just give you this impression that he's thinking, he's doing some kind of inner work, okay? Whether that's thought, dreaming, just connecting to his inner soul. But there is some kind of inner work going on. So the Hermit card is a pretty basic one. It's very simple, but it's still very powerful, okay? Some cards have a lot going on. If you look at this Wheel of Fortune, there's a lot going on in this card. There are a lot of illustrations that you have to kind of untangle in some ways, right? There's different illustrations and they all kind of can mean something. But with this Hermit card, it's just a very simple, basic card, but it tells you a lot. It's telling you about the spiritual journey, and spiritual journeys are not simple, they're not basic. It's where we really tap into our emotions, our thoughts, our traumas that happen in life, and it's kind of where we process it all, and also where it lives, because, you know, things aren't always easy to get over, and even if you do move on from them, you never truly forget. So there's a constant process with emotions, and from time to time we all have to go within to kind of either find answers or heal ourselves in some way. And so that's really what the Hermit card is kind of alluding to and what it's focused on. So the general meanings of the Hermit card are introspection, soul searching, solitude, meditation, going within, and withdrawal from society. It can also mean rest as well. And then in the reverse, it means exile, sadness, loneliness, overwhelmed by the world, stressed, or a sense of like loss or feeling lost. Okay, that's why he's trying to go within, he's trying to find himself. His element is earth, and his ruling planet is Mercury. Mercury, again, a planet of thoughts. It's very much to do with thoughts and communication. So all communication that we do doesn't have to be with other people. It's also about communicating with ourselves. It's about your mind communicating with your heart and your soul. That's also a stream of communication, okay? Sometimes we can become misaligned between our mind and our soul and our heart, or what we know to be your intuition. So, sometimes we're constantly playing this game between, do we follow our intuition or do we follow our mind, which is our rational thinking, or, our rationale. And there's a constant, sometimes a battle between the two, and it's about finding that balance. So that's another reason why we all have to go within from time to time to rebalance ourselves, recalibrate. So that's really what the Hermit card is representing here. Alright, so finally we have the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is... I always get happy when I see this card, you know? It's about change. It's about your luck changing. You know, a lot of the times when people have success, like, if you watch any of these success stories, you know, I make a habit of watching them every day as a way to grow and as a way to learn things about the world. But regardless of whether you do it every day or whenever you do it, even if you watch it, you know, just go on YouTube and go and have a look. There are many success stories, but, you know, all of them will say there was an element of luck, right? They worked hard, of course they worked hard, and they worked hard for a long time. They picked themselves up when they made mistakes or when things didn't go their way, when they lost money, when they lost businesses. Some of them even became bankrupt, but they learnt from what they originally did, and then they found a new way to do it, okay? And that's when they became successful. There were many iterations of their success before, well, many iterations of their trying, I guess, their tries before they actually became successful. But many stories that I listen to, they do still accept that there was an element of success, luck, right? In that, you know, maybe it was like, had they introduced that 2 years earlier, it probably wouldn't have taken off. Had they introduced it 2 years later, it probably would have been too late. You know, there was a sense of it was the right time to make that impact, right place, right time. And that is just pure luck. Like, you know, there are a lot of things we can control, but being at the right place at the right time is not always something we can control. There is an element of luck involved. And that's kind of what the Wheel of Fortune talks about. It's about the hands of fate turning. Sometimes it can talk about like divine timing, you know, being at the right place at the right time. But it's more about your fortunes and really your luck. When I really see this, honestly, the word luck comes to mind. It's really about your luck changing. So it's quite a busy card, the Wheel of Fortune. The wheel is quite big because that's really the focus, you know, the Wheel of Fortune, right? When I see the clouds, I think of dreams. I think of these are all different things that people are dreaming. And when I see these yellow figures in each corner, to me I feel like that's like guardian angels, or like some form of angelic figure that's like writing down everybody's dreams, you know? Like you're dreaming up a dream, a goal, an aspiration, and they're writing it down, and they're like basically turning the hands of fate in your favor based on what it is that you desire. So, I mean, there is a serpent here, there is what looks like a pharaoh, and the red figure underneath the wheel looks a little bit devilish, I won't lie, but, you know, these are all like mystical creatures, but ultimately it's the wheel that takes the real focus in this card, and, you know, it's talking about really turning in your favor, okay? So, depending on what kind of reading you're doing, these are really good, I feel like, if you're going for like a career reading or about some kind of big life change, because, you know, that's really when you need an element of luck, as I said. Whether it's like meeting somebody new, finding your soulmate, you know, that kind of thing, there is an element of luck because you need to be at the right place at the right time to see this person, to meet this person. Again, with like careers, jobs, entrepreneurship, starting your own business. Again, as I said, sometimes it's about introducing your product or your service at the right place at the right time, because too early and people won't understand your vision, too late and you're behind the game. So there is an element of you have to do it at the right time, and honestly, that is pure luck. So yeah, when I see this card, luck is really what I envision. You know, it's really about, as I said, the hands of fate turning in your favor. So the general meanings of this card are changes, opportunity, luck, destiny, chance, and winning. In the reverse, it means unforeseen setback, bad luck, delays, disappointment, and misfortune. This card's element is also fire, because I feel like for this one especially, it's all about action, okay? And I feel like fiery energies are very much action prone. They are doers, they are go-getters. They have this passion, fire, desire to, you know, really do things and be active about it. So I can see the fire element in this card as well. And the creature under the wheel is also red. So again, it reminds me that this is a fire element card, just like the lion in the strength card. Its ruling planet is Jupiter. So Jupiter is all about illusions and dreams. So again, yeah, it's about dreaming your dreams and goals, and really asking for your dreams and goals, and then seeing the hands of fate turn in your favor to help you achieve those dreams and goals. Alright, so that was the Wheel of Fortune. So the next cards that we'll be covering next week will be Justice, the Hanged Man, and Death. I hope that you guys like this new format. I do feel like it will speed up the mini-series a little bit more, and it will just help you guys to learn more about the cards and not have to wait so long for the next videos. I know I release these once a week, but I really want you to start, for those of you who are watching these and are, you know, very new to tarot, I want you to be able to have the confidence to read tarot and start actually building your skill and your practice. So I kind of wanted to incorporate 3 cards now instead of 1, so that you can learn more of the cards a lot faster, and it will help you towards your ability to read. Alright guys, let me know what you think of this new format. Comment in the comment box below. If you like these videos, please like, share, subscribe. And if you would like a personal reading with me, which I am doing, you can check out my Etsy store. The link will be in the description box below. Alright guys, I'll catch you in next week's video. Thanks for watching.